悪名高いチーターとして知られる T 氏がデッドバイデイライトを始めたのは今から数年前のことだった。当時の彼はごく一般的なプレイヤーだった。正規の手段で様々なスキンやキャラクターを揃え、アーカイブや実績も努力して全て解放し、気づくと DVD に約5000時間も費やしていた。彼が好んでプレイしていたケイトはプレステージ50を超え、ナースに至っては100にまで達していた。それは彼にとって一つの誇りでもあった。だが T 氏には一つだけ他のプレイヤーと大きく異なる点があった。彼のそばにはいつも日常的にチートを使う友人がいたのだ。常識を逸した速度、空間を無視した移動、ルールの崩壊、目の前で展開される異常な光景は彼の目に強烈な印象を残した。恐ろしくもあり、だが同時にどこか抗いがたい魅力もあった。 T 氏自身はチートに手を出すことはなかった。だが代わりに友人がやるチート行為の様子を傍観しながらゲームプレイを録画し、全ての映像記録を残していた。動画という形式で YouTube に投稿し、彼は現実のほころびを切り取ることに没頭した。チート行為で生まれる異常な現象には通常のプレイでは得られない危険な魅力と魔力がある。それは気づかぬうちに T 氏の価値観を蝕み、彼の中の健全な倫理観を麻痺させていった。T 氏は真っ当なプレイヤーとしての立場を保ちつつ、約1年間チーターの友人がもたらす異常現象を記録し、自身のチャンネルに動画を投稿し続けた。しかし当然ながら彼の行為は多くのプレイヤーの反感を買い、何千もの通報が寄せられた。そしてある日、警告も予告もなく T 氏のアカウントは永久版という最も重い罰を与えられた。これまで積み重ねてきた数千時間の努力は一瞬で消えた。弁明の機会すら与えられなかった。 T 氏はその瞬間、運営という存在そのものへの信頼を断ち切った。失意の中、しばらくして T 氏のもとに怪しげな集団が近づいてきた。ハイエナのようにどこからともなく現れ、群がってきた彼らは自らをチーターコミュニティのメンバーだと名乗った。そして彼らはまるで同情するかのような口ぶりで T 氏に言葉をかけた。君は本当に気の毒だった。理不尽な番を受けた君の気持ちは俺たちにもよくわかる。悪いのは運営だ。君じゃない。そう告げると彼らは様々なチートツールと新規アカウント、さらには DVD の全キャラクターやスキン、プレステージなど全てがすでに揃っているデータを T 氏に無償で提供した。同情を装ったこの行為は当然善意ではなく T 氏をチートツールの広告塔として利用するための誘導だった。全てを失った直後の T 氏にとって彼らの偽りの善意は非常に魅力的に映った。運営から拒絶された自分を受け入れてくれる場所がある。そのことに心のどこかで救われたような感覚すらあった。だがそれでもすぐに手を伸ばすことはできなかった。 T 氏の中には明確な迷いがあった。これまで自分が正規の手段でプレイしてきたという誇り、コンテンツクリエイターとして正当性を守ってきた自負、そして何よりチートを使う側には落ちたくないという強い抵抗感。チートという重大な違反行為が一体何をもたらしてしまうのか、それは十分すぎるほど理解していた。提供されたツールのファイルを前に彼は何度も手を止めた。目を閉じると彼の脳裏には過去にプレイした無数のマッチが浮かんだ。 DVD を始めた当初、右も左もわからなかったが、それでも純粋に儀式が楽しかった。好みのスキンやキャラクターを買い、一生懸命育成させ、プレステージが上がるたびにいつも静かな喜びと達成感で満たされていた。あの時の自分が今の自分を見たらどう思うのか、その問いが何度も頭をよぎった。しかし目を開けると現実は冷酷だった。あの時のアカウントは失われ、課金したコンテンツも全て消えた。再び一からやり直すには膨大な時間と金銭が必要となる。そして T 氏にはたとえ正しさのためであってももう一度全てをやり直すだけの気力や覚悟はもう残っていなかった。やがて彼は自分の奥底で甘くささやく声に従い、最終的にこう結論付けた。永久に続ける必要はない。1ヶ月試すだけだ。こうして彼はハイエナたちから提供されたチートツールをインストールした。 T 氏が初めてチートツールを起動したのは深夜だった。部屋にはパソコンから聞こえるファンの音だけが静かに響いていた。その静寂の中で彼はマウスをゆっくりとクリックした。画面に浮かび上がったのは見慣れたゲーム画面と見慣れぬオーバーレイだった。存在してはならない異物が確かに画面の上に表示されていた。マッチングが決まり、ロビーに入ると他のプレイヤーたちの頭上に数桁の数字が並んでいた。それらは正規の方法では決して知ることができない各プレイヤーのレートだった。さらにキラー側のレートやプレイヤー ID、使っているキャラクター、ターグ、アドオンなども表示され、全てが手に取るように分かった。それを目の当たりにした瞬間、T 氏はわずかに息を飲んだ。マッチが始まると彼は慎重に動いた。 最初からチートを全開に使うことはせず、いくつかのチート機能を抑えながらプレイした。しかし一つだけどうしても抑えることができないものがあった。壁越しに見えるキラーや他の仲間、トーテム、板や窓、発電機など、それらの明確な位置がはっきり分かってしまっていた。これは本来の DVD ではない。その感覚がプレイ中終始つきまとっていた。しばらくして儀式はあっけなく終わった。リザルト画面に映るとチャット欄でキラーが暴言を吐きまくっていた。どうやら他のサバイバーたちにゲートで煽られたらしい。だがキー氏のチート行為には全く気づいていない様子だった。キー氏は大きく息を吐いた。全逃げという結果にもかかわらず、かつてのような喜びや達成感は感じなかった。しかしそれでもとにかく異常だったという事実が彼に小さな興奮を与えた。その夜、彼は動画を1本編集し、タイトルに試験的チート映像という注釈をつけて投稿した。翌朝確認すると、動画は思った以上の勢いで再生されていた。コメント欄は賛否両論の声で溢れ返っていた。アウトだろ、面白すぎる、通報した、こういうの待ってた。褒め言葉も罵声も全てが数字になって跳ね返ってきた。キー氏は気づいた。人々は嫌悪しながらも目を離さない。軽蔑しながらもクリックする。否定の言葉を並べながら再生数を押し上げてくれる。そこにはかつて彼が正規プレイの動画で得られなかった注目されているという実感と背徳感があった。日を追うごとにキー氏の心理的なブレーキは消えていった。最初は週に数回だったチート動画の投稿がやがてほぼ毎日へと変わり、ライブ配信でも自らのチート行為を堂々と晒すようになった。ツールの機能にも慣れ、視聴者の好みや要望に応じて見せ場を調整するようにもなった。1ヶ月限定の使用期間と自分に言い聞かせていた言葉ももはや使わなくなっていた。ライブ配信中に受ける批判のコメントさえもキー氏にとっては数字を伸ばすための燃料となった。お前のせいでマッチが台無しになるという非難は数えきれないほど届いたが、それらに対して T 氏は独自の歪んだ論理で常に反論した。他人の楽しさを奪っているのはチーターだけじゃない。ゲーム内の煽りやトンネル、キャンプや這いずり放置といった正規な方法で行われる行為も同じように他人の楽しさを奪っている。ゲームとは本質的に勝者と敗者を生むものであり、全員が楽しく終われるマッチなど存在しない。仮にサバイバー側にチーターがいたとしても、キラーを含めた5人中4人が楽しめたのなら、それは楽しいマッチだったと呼べるのではないか。T 氏の思考はこうした歪んだ価値観へとどんどん傾いていった。やがてチート行為は T 氏にとってもう一つのモードとして定着していった。本物のイベントモードと彼が行うチートプレイとの間に本質的な違いはないとすら思うようになっていた。だが意外にも T 氏には現在でもチートを使わないキラーが一人だけ残っていた。それはナースだった。彼女はかつて正規アカウント時代にプレステージ100を達成したことがある唯一のキャラクターで T 氏にとって特別な存在であった。彼女の操作感や難易度、戦略性に対する敬意が彼を真っ当なプレイに引き戻していたのだ。チートを使うとナースでさえ簡単なキャラになり下がってしまう。T 氏はそれがどうしても許せなかった。そのためナースでプレイする儀式だけはチートを一切使わず、正規のまま正面からプレイし、その動画も投稿し続けていた。それは T 氏にとってかつての自分と唯一つながっている感覚だったのかもしれない。ところが皮肉なことに視聴者の多くはそれを望んではいなかった。T 氏がナースを使って正々堂々と勝つ動画よりも口頭無形で破滅的なチート動画の方が圧倒的に再生される。異常な現象を見たい人間の目は常に刺激の強い方へと流れていく。T 氏はこの悲しい現実に対して特に嘆くことも声高に否定することもなかった。ただ理解はしていた。人々が求めているものが何か、そして自分が今何を演じさせられているのか、その構造を彼は静かに受け入れていた。理想と現実の狭間で苦しむ T 氏は現在でも自身のチャンネルに多くのチート動画を投稿し続けている。その中にはかつて正規アカウントがバンされた経緯について自ら語る動画も含まれている。彼によると、バンを受けたのはゲーム内での通報だけではなく、自身が録画、投稿していた友人のチート行為の動画をアンチたちが執拗に運営を送り続けたからだという。彼らは本気で僕をバンさせようとしていた。そして実際にそれを成功させた。でも、あの時チートをしていたのは僕の友人だけだった。あの時僕はあくまで真っ当にプレイしていた。それなのにバンされた。彼らは真っ当に遊んでいた無害なプレイヤーを抹消してしまうという重大な不祥事を起こしたんだ。当時僕は全キャラ、全チャプターを購入していたし、スキンにも相当の金を使っていた。それなのに僕を排除した。その結果、僕は本物のチーターになった。 そしてチートツールの広告塔として僕はチート動画を投稿するようになった。ライブ配信でもチート行為を隠さず公開するようになった。悪いのは僕じゃない、彼らの方だ。取り返しのつかない過ちを犯し、プレイヤーから信頼を失った彼らが僕をチーターにさせた。彼らが僕をダークサイドに追い込んだ。彼らが自分たちの手で新たなチーターを誕生させたんだ。
So I have a friend. So my friend would play with hacks, and I would want to play some games with him because he's my friend, and I had fun playing games with him. And so I played legit. It was 4.7 something thousand hours, just under 5,000 on my main account. Bought all the characters legit, spent all the money, and bought a lot of cosmetics, completed all the challenges legit, did all the achievements, prestiged a lot of characters pretty high, like my Kate was in the 50 something, my nurse was P100, I was one of the first P100 nurses. So I played with my friend who would use hacks, and even though I wasn't hacking, I found a lot of it amusing. And as a content creator, I would be in games with him and just recording and watching the things that were abnormal that were going on, and I would post videos of them. I would post all my games. And so eventually it got to a point where this went on for about a year. But, after a year of enough people got mad at me and wanted to bring me down, and they would send all of my videos to behavior, and I probably had been reported, I'm gonna guess 1,000 times over the course of a year. And eventually my account did get banned. And from that point, I lost all that stuff, and I decided, well, I'm not going to buy all that again, and I'm not going to grind for all that again. When that account was gone, the hacking community gifted me, and in return, just make videos of it. They just made me an advertiser for just using the tools in my videos. And I said, for about a month, I'm going to test it all out, see how the views and subscribers, how it affects the channel on YouTube, TikTok. Fun is what you decide fun is. Is it fun for you if you're playing Survivor and you're getting tunneled every game, hard tunneled, camped, slugged, you die every game before you even get to touch a gen? What if you play Killer and every match you go up against a sweaty Swift and they all escape and they teabag you at the gate, and then they trash talk you in the end game and they say, get good, easy, BB Killer, you're trash, uninstall, and they say stuff like that. Is that fun for you? Everyone's not going to have fun in every game. Someone's going to be the person who's like, that wasn't fun. So let's just say I ruined the game for the Killer, right? But the survivors had fun. 4 out of the 5 players, rather, in the match had a good time and had fun. It's like a majority had fun. How could you possibly say I'm ruining the game for quote unquote everyone? No, far from it. What about the people who make the game less fun for the other people who just camp and tunnel and slug and BM? That's making the game unfun for people, isn't it? I don't know. I feel like it's bringing a lot more views, honestly. If I were to just play this normally, I'd probably have 7 people watching. There's something about the fact that they're seeing something that's different than what they see on every other channel. I think the audience has spoken when it comes to what kind of stuff they prefer to watch. Even with all the haters included, we'll sit here and watch it and sit here and complain and hate and leave mean comments, but they're here bringing engagement and watching. But I don't think the reports are what banned me. It's the fact that people were sending my own videos to behavior over and over again. They really were trying hard to get me banned, and they succeeded, but look what happened in return. They lost a legitimate player. MMR doesn't mean anything at this game, not gonna lie to you, you're wrong about that. You're 100% wrong about that. because if I get banned and I come back on a new account, my MMR is 650. It's the lowest it could possibly be. And if you can't see the difference between people playing at 650 MMR and people playing at like 2000 MMR, then you probably have never experienced the higher MMR if you think that it doesn't mean anything and that there's no difference. There's a huge difference. You're eventually going to reach it no matter what, how casual you are. I don't know if you will, because there are people that are like P100s that are still in low MMR. Okay, so if you play 50 to 100 games on a particular killer and you win all those games, then yeah, you're going to reach that. You will. I don't know the numbers on Survivor because I haven't really tested it, but I know the numbers on the killer is at least 50 games where you actually have to win them, like getting probably 4Ks or at least 3. No, and with the hacks, you can actually see MMR. You can see the MMR of your lobby. So it really is a thing. No, because like depending on the time of the day and the regions, you might get matched up with somebody who's lower or higher. It's not always accurate, but generally speaking, they do try to match you with your MMR. The summary would be that the reason I started doing it was not the same as why I'm doing it right now. One reason is because it is fun, just like a new game mode would. Like everybody's all excited. 8 survivors, 2 killers. It's going to be so much fun. And it was interesting. But other people were like, oh, I hate this mode. So it's just a different mode of the game. And my viewers on a live stream, I think the numbers kind of speak for themselves in regards to what people find more entertaining. Now, because if it were up to me, I'd probably just play legit because I really enjoy playing Nurse and I have no desire to hack on Nurse at all. So if it were up to me, I'd probably just mostly be playing legit Nurse games. But that's not what the majority of people want to see.
Okay. So chat, for those who don't know, this is who is a cheating YouTuber, Dead by Daylight, cheats in various other games as well.
Yeah, I never actually had any intentions of cheating. I kind of fell into it. When that happened, I didn't know what I was going to do. I was like, but I don't know that I want to go that route because like I like playing legit. And then they're like, well, I already talked to my boss and I went out on a limb and did this and that for you. And now you're going to make me look stupid and blah, blah, blah. I actually fought against it. And I was like, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. And I was pressured a lot into it until I reluctantly said, okay, I'll try it. And then once I tried it, it kind of spiraled into this thing where this community started being built and everybody expected it. And then I almost felt like, in a way, kind of obligated to give the people what they wanted and what they liked the best. And, you know, maybe that's just because my non-cheating content is boring, or maybe it's pulled some kind of different audience. And then from there, it just spiraled into now I'm literally like the most notorious cheater in DBD. So it was not intentional at all. And just to be clear about it, like
I'm just trying to think of an example from myself. It's like a huge part of my content was Basement Bubba Tuesdays, where it's like I was so known for Basement Bubba, and I'll still do it here and there because it's just Basement Bubba. But like, even though it was like a huge part of like my audience and my like what people knew me for, like it wasn't what like defined me as a person or as a content creator. I don't have to do it.
Yeah, I don't feel like I have to do it, and I'm not saying that I don't have a choice, but it was so much more beneficial, yielded such more results, and it just became funny and fun as almost like a different game mode. Like, and I know that doesn't sound fair because like not everybody has those things in them. For me, it's not about like I'm bad and I need to win. To me, it's just being silly and doing silly things, flying around the map. But I also think that because it's different and because it's, you know, you don't see it all the time in games, you know that it gets views, and a lot of people know that. So
I will say that I think it is really a bit silly to compare cheating to like just another game mode like 2v8 or Chaos Shuffle, because it's definitely not just another game. It's another game mode for you, but now there's so many different layers to gaming and people playing games. Like there's people who don't do content creation, and there's people who don't have thousands and thousands of hours. There's people who just work and then they get off work and they come get online, or maybe they're like part-time streamers for fun, and then they get on and they just have people coming on, and it's, you know, they run into cheaters. There's been countless people who have like quit the game because of cheaters, and probably more specifically the ones that like target people. And
I have never used the stream sniper tool. I have never targeted anybody, but I think that's been there in DBD like as far back as you can go, even though I wasn't playing it when it first came out, but I see all these videos and I think cheats have just been there. Like I didn't create them. They're in the game already. They're cheating anyway. You know, they're already doing all this stuff. So either I'm going to be going in legit and get cheaters in my lobby, but
the thing is like I see what you're saying in terms of like when you run into a random cheater and like they're being real silly and goofy, it's like, oh shit, this is funny. And I've had that same exact reaction. However, I will say that I have seen that you have videos on your channel where it says like, this TTV got super mad because I cheated. And then like I click the video and like every time that they pick you up, you just like insta get off the shoulder, you get in the locker, you infinite head on stun them. So it's like, it's not really just like showing them a bunch of goofy stuff. It's like stun locking them to where they can't move, they can't do
well, you can get out of that. You just back up out of that.
I know, but what I'm saying is like I think there is like we can't pretend like there's not a difference between just doing real silly cheats and then blatantly being like I am just trying to make this person mad. I want to shift over a little bit into like talking about that kind of cheater, because other cheaters that I've made videos about are people that you know and have been acquainted with and at least in the past have defended. And I just want to set the record straight that these people who do this stuff, I want to know if you think that's fine or if you think
I didn't defend him though.
No, you did. Because here's what you said. You said he's not actually homophobic or transphobic. He's just playing it up, but he actually is. Big
from
time.
Mike, what I guess what I was trying to get across in that video, my reply was saying that like, does that help to be like to fight toxicity with toxicity?
You know, there's sometimes people do it in like a super just informative, straight to the point way, and then there's people that do it in a comedic way, like any fucking late night with Seth Meyers, late night with fucking Stephen Colbert, whatever you want to, all these people that like cover actual people and news stories or things that happen, and then they just throw in jokes and they make fun and they do that sort of thing too, because they're covering situations that involve people who are doing shitty things or treating people poorly. And to me, that's like what I look at, what I do, or those types of videos.
Yeah, but you see, I believe that there are two types of people, well, probably in the world, but let's just narrow down and say the DBD community. There are like cool people on one side and there are toxic people on the other. There are like nice people who are just chill and want to have fun, and then there are like nasty, miserable people who want to drag others down and bring them into their misery because they're just discontent with themselves, you know?
So just out of curiosity, when you make videos where you're cheating and you get TTVs who are salty or crabby about it, and then you make a video that has them in the thumbnail and you say, TTV gets so mad over cheater, and then you have their stream pulled up, you don't censor any of the names in your videos. So you're showing people who are having a negative reaction to what you're doing by cheating and stuff because they're upset that you're cheating. And then you upload that to your channel because you think it's funny. So tell me what the difference is between doing that and how that isn't adding any fuel or negativity towards those.
It's just literally an archive of every game that I've played. So any game that I play, regardless of what it is, I just have it there because some people will be like, oh, that one game, whatever, this and that happened. And I'd be like, well, it's on there. If you find the date, you can go rewatch from my perspective. So when those people, like if they're TTVs and they give some nasty reaction, like that's just them being themselves. I don't like dog them and say their name and say that this person this and that. I've
watched the videos, and you will be watching their stream again afterwards and like laughing at what they're saying and like, oh, he said he wasn't mad but he's super mad, and then look at you like he said he wasn't mad but he's doing this. Like you and your all of your friends in your Discord server, like, or Discord call, are laughing about you talking about the streamer. Like you're literally sitting there laughing at them because of the negative reaction they're having. I just watched them today. I watched multiple videos.
I don't really feel like I'm making fun of people because everything for me is like in the game. Like if someone's gonna like beat me on hook or tunnel me out or BM me on the floor or teabag me, at the end of the day, it's like it's a game and I don't lose sleep over. I'm like, okay, well, I've been on the other side. I've done that to people, and I've been on the receiving side, and it's a video game. You know, you go next.
But when you're making fun of them, you're not making fun of what they're doing in the game. You're making.
Well, what do I say? Do I call them ugly or fat or stupid?
Do I do that in my videos? I don't personally attack anybody's appearance or do any of that in my videos either. What I'm trying to say is that these critiques that you have of my videos of like, I make videos about people who treat other people poorly or have really horrible reactions, and then I talk about it, why I think we could treat people better, and then I will throw in some satire and joke.
My point is that there are people that have fun in it as well. There are people that think it's funny. There are people that laugh at it. There are people that find enjoyment out of it. So it's not ruining the game for everyone, I wouldn't say.
I think that the majority of people who play video games online don't think it's fun to play against cheaters, and that's why it's a bannable offense. That's why you're not supposed to do it.
I know it's unfair. I know it's slanted. I know that.
Well, yeah. Why would you play it any other? Why would you play it any other way?
Because I'm not playing at that point. I'm not playing that game to like. I'm not on Survivor and like, oh, let's see how fast we can get these 5 gens done and get out the exit gate and teabag the killer and whatever. When you're talking about certain toxic people that target other people, I think those people are going to do that regardless, no matter whether they win or lose. They're nasty about it. I've never had the intention of trying to hurt someone or ruin their day or affect them in a negative way. Like, never have that intention ever, especially over a video game. And I'm sorry, anyone who just takes it that serious, whether they're cheating or not, like, they have their own problems. It's
just because you have you have salty people who are telling you horrible things doesn't lessen the fact that what you're doing still sucks for a lot of people and still makes a lot of people's games miserable. You clearly take this game seriously to a degree to where you play it a lot, you make a lot of content with it, and you have a third-party software that you use on the game itself to acquire everything that you possibly can. So the game is important to you and it does matter to you.
I do like the game.
I understand, and a lot of people also feel that same way, and you also have to think that a lot of people who play online video games are naturally competitive people. And now, when I talk about this, I'm not talking about the extreme nasty people who are going to say nasty things no matter what. I'm just talking about the general online gamer. Like me, I'm a very competitive person. I like to win. I like to have a chance to win.
If I'm playing legit, I like to play competitively too.
Okay, so a lot of people don't like that feeling when they go against something or someone that is using third-party software and the match is completely out of their control and there's nothing they can do.
I understand it's rigged. It's obviously it's not fair, but there's going to be hackers in every game that you play.
I mean, what about the ethics of ruining a game for the people who developed it? Like, people developed this game and you are like...
Well, if I stop cheating today, you still have thousands of cheaters in the game.
That's not really a great excuse, though. Like, I'm
not making an excuse. I'm not making an excuse.
You're basically saying you might as well do it because there's so many other people who do it. Like,
well, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that if I stop playing DBD, the problem would not go away.
You told me that you're the most notorious cheater in Dead by Daylight. You gave yourself that title. So if you were to stop cheating and you were to make it publicly known that you stopped cheating, you don't think that would have any influence to make other people stop cheating at all? You called yourself the most notorious cheater in Dead by Daylight.
To me, I'm not doing it to win games, okay? I'm doing it because...
That's not the point. That's not the point.
I know. But what I'm trying to explain is that it benefits me, right? The same way your content benefits you.
It's not the same
in a number of ways. If I was going to stop, I need to make sure that something else is going to benefit me at least equally, if not more.
This person that I just made a video about, the most recent cheater who targeted the streamer Ace Skittles, made fun of him the entire match, threatened to stream snipe him over and over again, said he had his cloud ID, all that shit, called him a pussy, called him a bitch, and clearly just tries to stream snipe streamers over and over and over again. You told me in DMs that that guy started out as a viewer of yours and then started cheating themselves and started copying everything that you were doing, and then led to now they have their own channel and they're doing their...
But those tools were there. I didn't create them. They're there and anyone can find them if they want. I don't ever encourage anyone that comes to me like, oh, how do you do what you're doing? I want to do that. You know, I tell them like, you better be careful what you're getting into. You're going to get banned. You're going to have to deal with like getting past hardware bans. You're going to lose accounts. You're going to have to, do this and that. And I don't try to recruit people.
Yeah, and guess what? You have viewers that end up turning into fucking weirdo streamers themselves, targeting and harassing people. Let me ask you this. Do you think that other cheater, do you think that person, do you think they're a bad person?
Well, I mean, if you want a general answer, I think all human beings are bad people.
That is a cop-out. That seems like a very cop-out answer when we're talking about somebody that you've explicitly said that they are a toxic individual. You said that regardless of whether they had cheats or not, that they would target other people and constantly try to make them miserable. And
Well,
you're
I
going to
think
tell
what
me
I-
that you don't think that that's a bad person. This is the response that I expected, because you don't want to say the negative things that you would say about somebody else. You don't want to say them about this person because they are an acquaintance of yours.
You want to say, is this person going overboard with their toxicity and being a lot meaner than the average person? Yeah, sure. They apparently get satisfaction out of griefing other people.
And you think that what they do is wrong.
Well, I don't do it because I don't have any desire to do that, and I'm never trying to.
Do you think it's wrong, yes or no, like to do what they do?
Yeah, like targeting people and harassing them and persistently going after people. Like, yeah, it's not something I would do. I would say that it's not normal behavior. It's excessive, and it's disturbing.
Right. So you think that is wrong to do that?
I mean, generally speaking, I would agree that it's wrong.
I don't know why we're dancing. It's just literally just asking a simple question. Like, do you individually think that doing what they're doing is wrong? Yes or no? It's a very simple question. We don't have to, it's not a philosophy. It's not a like philosophical fucking, like, it's just, hey, do you personally think that it's wrong to do that?
Yeah, I would say it's mistreating other people, and that would be against my moral values. So yeah, I would say, I would probably have to say it's wrong.
Okay. Took a while to get there. Most standard normal human beings have a standard of you treat other people how they teach you, treat other people how you want to be treated, random strangers.
Yeah, do unto others as you would have done unto you. Yes,
I mean, I feel like not harassing and like shaming and personally attacking people is like general rule of thumb of like.
But you guys shame them, and it's okay for you because you're in the right, because you're not the one cheating, so you can shame those people.
It's okay to stand up to people who are doing terrible things and call out that behavior and say that it's wrong. Putting much more focus on the actual person who is harassed or affected in this situation, and putting focus on the behavior itself and why the behavior is stupid and bad. And that's why the person isn't ever really the focus. That's why they're blurred out, and we talk about what they're saying, how they're treating people. And you can say that it's stupid, you could say it's all these things, but I get a lot, and I mean a lot of comments of people saying, hey dude, I used to take this game super seriously, and like after watching some of your videos, I like self-reflected, and now I actually enjoy the game more because I don't take it so seriously, because I used to think all this was toxic and I used to just falsely report people, and now like you kind of open my eyes and now I don't treat people poorly anymore. And like that's kind of the whole message. And maybe not everybody takes that away from my videos, but I think that there are a good amount of people who do, and that's kind of my goal. And also to help support the people who are shit on and harassed and who don't have maybe a large support system. I like to extend that out to people when I can. It makes me feel good, and it makes me happy to see other people get support after they've just been royally shit on for no reason, by the way. When you make videos about mad TTVs and you and your friends are laughing at them in Discord calls after the match is way over, and you're laughing about how mad they are in the match, and you're laughing and making fun of them, that is totally fine. You're not making fun of anybody.
You have to give me an example of that specifically, because now you're just saying things that I do, but you need to provide an example of me saying, here's what you said about this person and that's wrong, because I don't take responsibility for what other people say in my stream.
You don't take responsibility for friends that you have in your Discord calls when you're streaming?
But I don't think that I do what you're saying, like make fun of people. Like I may laugh at, like you wouldn't have this kind of content if it wasn't for people like me, because you need villains that you can point at and say, look at this villain over here, and then you get all the views and the people supporting you for that. But if there weren't people that were cheating or being toxic, like you'd be playing Basement Bubba.
Yeah, and I would much prefer that. I would if I could snap my fingers and tomorrow there's nobody else treating other people like shit, or like nothing, no toxic TTVs for me to ever make a video about, I would do it in a heartbeat.
And you know what? If I thought that I could just chill out and play legit nurse games and
You can!
have people enjoy it. And
That's you controlling you. I can't control other toxic individuals treating other people like shit. You can control your own content being like cheating. You get to control that. Like you said, you make a lot of videos. A series of videos where you dress up and cosplay as Hitler in Dead by Daylight.
well, it's just a mod that I didn't make that I used in a couple games.
Why?
Well, it's just because there are mods that people make, and I grabbed mods from a server and said, let me just play with these mods.
Why would you play with the Hitler mod?
The same reason I played with any of them. Sable in a swimsuit, Ghostface over
One
Dwight,
of them is a dictator responsible for the deaths and genocide of millions of people. Why would you want to cosplay as that?
Well, I wouldn't call it cosplaying. I would call it putting a mod on a character.
But why would you want to be that character in the game?
Well, maybe because it's just silly and will get views. And are you stretching to make an issue out of something that is like, is there a real issue with that? Because if there is, like, I don't.
Yeah, I think using Hitler.
What if it was Ted Bundy, or what if it was?
Yes,
John
that would also
Gacy?
be bad. Yeah,
I mean, we're literally talking about a game that glorifies like massacre and murder, and it's got all kinds of horror characters and serial killer type things. The whole game is based on killing people, and now we're gonna have an issue because there's a silly mod of something. I just thought it was different and silly, and I saw it and said, okay, slap that on.
Why is Hitler silly though? That's what I don't understand. Like,
because seeing that in DVD is just like, when are you going to see that in DVD, and why would you see that, and aren't you gonna be like,
that's a valid question. Why would you see that? You shouldn't ever see Hitler anywhere in what?
It's not like I'm glorifying him. It's not like I'm saying, like, I'm not praising him. Or
the title of the video is Hacking Hitler is the Dictator of Dead by Daylight.
Okay, and is that not clickbait?
But why are we using Hitler to clickbait a cheating video? I don't
know. To me, I think it's a game, and I think that, you know, maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe I'm like, if there's something crazy offensive about that, I think people are
about Hitler.
I don't know.
There's something offensive about Hitler.
I'm not glorifying him. I'm not saying like I'm with him on.
You kind of are by putting him a giant on your thumbnail and putting him in the title for views. Is that not kind of glorifying him a little bit?
I'm just saying it's just a silly mod that someone made. I don't know. It was probably something I did without thinking, as literally just clickbait, and it's clickbait. I didn't make the mod. I just plugged it in and messed around with it for a few games.
I think that you, in general, just kind of have a very lax point of view.
Okay, so you're telling me, let's say you were in a game and you were a killer and you saw Hitler in your game as a survivor and you could see the mod, and then you got the kill and you moried him, and you wouldn't be like, whoa, that was something I've never seen in all my years of DVD. Let me make a video on it.
Knowingly downloading a mod to change your character knowingly to Hitler, to play matches as Hitler, and then post a video of Hitler with the thumbnail being Hitler, that's not the same as just coming across him randomly where you're not playing as it. You're like, oh yeah, if you were just surprised by coming across her, that's a little bit different than like,
you know that you would post it because you know it would get views, and you know it would be different and clickbait, and you would do it because you know that it's entertainment and it's content. It's not much deeper than that. It's just silly. Oh, you pulled me up. Come on, you can't tell me that's not like clickbait and silly. Like, it's literally just, hey, click on this, click on it, because like, look at it, you have to click on it. It's just, to me, it's just silly. It's just clickbait, man.
Oh,
like, right. I don't know where you're trying to go with it, but I think we just see things a little differently. To me, it's a video game.